In this video, we're going to see a lot of how to do the front page slider on the Harbour Hockey website, and it's what we call a hero image. So in a hero image, these are the stylings of these pages here that you see up front. And how does this work? How do we make this image, and how do we edit and change them? These images stand alone from any type of page, post, or program registration, and you have to make them and create a link that sends your user to the page that you want them on. So first of all, we go into our backend and we scroll down all the way to the bottom and we have what's called Smart Slider. This is a control that runs the front page, and we go to the dashboard. Now on the dashboard we have a couple of different sliders. This Smart Slider layout allows you to have multiple projects, and you can add smart sliders to just about any page, but the more moving stuff you have on a website, the more distracting it is at times. So we have primarily one page which is functional, and as it says here, it's the front page hero image. So if we edit this slider, you'll see there's actually in that slider a large number of pages, and these pages are shaded out because when they are shaded out, they are unpublished, which is why we have a publish option here, and this one has an unpublish option. So this one is currently visible and this one is not visible. Typically inside of the hero image, we chop and change these images rather than adding new ones all the time. Otherwise it gets very, very long, and it will actually make the loading time of the front page very slow. So if we look at the Hockey Without Limits image, which is on the front page here somewhere, I believe it's that one. So this is the page with the way the image shows up. There's a number of things going on here. Moving text rolls in. We have a registration button, and we have this amazing photo of Nikki working with one of the students, and the image zooms in for you. There's a bunch of slow but steady visual acuities going on there. One of the things that's not happening right now is that image is holding still because I have the mouse over top of it. When the mouse is over top of the image, the slider is taught not to move, but it will keep going if I don't have it over the top. We have sliding pieces on this, and here are all of the images that are available. So let's have a look at our Hockey Without Limits one. It can sometimes take a little while for this page to load up because these images can be quite big and there's a bit of code going on in the background. So this slide has a number of layers, and the way layers work is to think of it like a hamburger where you've got an image on the bottom, then you've got some text, and then you've got a button, and if you stand them all on their side, front to back, that you're looking through a bunch of layers to see the image as it sits right now. So if I was to drag this green dot around, I can make the center of the image different. Likewise, I can change this text here. Very, very common by now styling theme. Of weighting, colors, alignment, all of these types of things are here. And we use different fonts, so there's always a primary focal point, and each one of these sections of text should explain what the program is, and it should have a call to action. So a call to action is a doing thing, so register here, it's an instruction, something to do. Again, we stick to our 3-color rule. We have a slightly blue filter on the background here which shades it so that it makes the text stand up, and we use the Harbour Hockey color here so that on our front page we're not showing dozens and dozens of colors because it does look particularly bad, and we are selling products, therefore it has to look appealing, attractive, and consistent. So it is as simple as that. These are the images. When you're finished with it, you hit save. You can go back to the slider and you can actually reorder them just by dragging them. And that's it. Generally speaking, just when you want to change an image, just duplicate this one and then edit it as we saw in the options before. We simply change this image here. So we'll click out of that and we would go to a new image, pick from the media library a new image, and the new image needs to be a minimum of 1920 by 1080, so a full screen digital image that we use for most of our screens. We select that and then it will position there like that. Now I'm not going to save this because this is a live slide, but we'll go back from this. It's as simple as that for changing the image. Under the button, this is perhaps the most important option on the slider because it sends you to the link that you want them to actually act on. it is as simple as copying and pasting in the link to the program or page or text that you want people to see. Just a copy and paste in here, nothing tricky about it. Go back to the slider, it's asking me if I want to leave because I hadn't pushed save. On the bottom half of the front page hero slider, this shows you all the slides. On the bottom half of any slider is a bunch of controls on how that slider is going to behave. Don't ever change this size because it will break the front page. The controls, do you want dots, big circles, squares, numbers, slides? It's up to you. Whether you're able to drag the image around, whether the mouse wheel will actually advance things. The animations, again, don't touch them because it will break things as far as how it shows on phones. We always leave the autoplay on, otherwise you don't see the second, third, fourth or fifth slides. And generally speaking, you have about 4 seconds. The general belief is between 4 and 6 seconds on the front page to get people's attention. So we try and keep it reasonably quick, but not so quick they can't read the text. What it does with the slides, again, we'll leave most of these settings as they are and a few more options. But if we're just duplicating these and then changing the configuration to what we need, we won't ever need to mess with any of that. That is how we configure what we call the front page slider, and hopefully it's helpful.